Welcome to the Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome inside the Lock Shop with Nielson and Huss. Thank you very much for being here. As always, the Lock Shop brought to you by our great partners at Coolbet. And Huss, what's up, my man? How you doing, buddy?
Well, I'm doing well. I had an all-time Lock Shop moment last night, just hanging in there until the end of an 11-0 shit kicking for the Jays because the play of the day was Bo Bichette over 1.5 total bases. And yes, some people were wondering why I was so enthused about a nothing single in the 9th inning of a game the Jays were losing 11-0. But that was for you, Lock Shoppers. That was for a win. We'll see if we can get another one tonight. I mean, we're going to hit baseball tonight, but we are back, of course. We've got golf tomorrow. We get Pat in for the Travelers. Huge CFL game here in the Peg on Thursday night with BC and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and then a full slate of games. So we're back. How was your golf trip, Dusty?
Most memorable golf trip I ever had in my entire life, buddy. I will say this. I shot better on the back 9 than I did on the front 9 after finding out that TSN 1260 no longer existed. So I don't know what that means. I guess I'm probably in my head too often when I'm golfing. But just quickly on that. I mean, we've had some good meetings and stuff, and the Nielsen Show and the AM Nasty, and just stay tuned, I guess, is what I would say to everybody on that front. And but hey, huge shout out to everybody who started subbing to all my pods while we weren't doing episodes over the last 5 days. I love the oil stream and 2 guys and a goalie hopping up into the top 6 in the country without an episode, and the Lock Shop busting into the top 40 without an episode in the last 6 days. Brilliant stuff. So thank you to everybody.
Lock Shop, I'm looking at Winnipeg Sports Stock Off. So I'm like, oh, geez, there's a nice boot for the oil stream. And then Lock Shop up 148 into the list. So if you're new, welcome. And you know what? While you're at it, get on over to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Subscribe to the YouTube page at Lock Shop Bets. It'll be the best place to get the content regularly if you're not able to join us. And we do sometimes go on at varied times. And we are doing a $1,000 giveaway once we get to
I still have it. $1,000 is right here still.
We haven't spent this.
We're almost at 700 now, actually. So give us a sub over there and get yourself in the mix for $1,000 cash on that front. I do like the idea. I wish I would have been there seeing you wherever you were having your dinner or whatever. Like just like the Boba shit gets a hit. And you're just like, yeah, let's go. It's something that only gambling can provide, right? Like it's that your team's getting shit kicked and you're still cashing something. Which is nice.
I'm like, that's right, Bo. What do you mean that's right?
Take that, Marlins.
We really needed a hit. And I'll tell you what, looking back to that pick, and I know we'll get into the Jays in a second here. Bo Bichette's the one consistent thing on that team right now. I mean, man, they are up, they are down. They just haven't been able to put together any consistent strings of solid play. And their division record is terrible right now, Dustin.
Do you see them turning it around, Huss? Or is this just a lost cause here?
I mean, I could see them doing it. I mean, I look at this team. I look at their lineup. I just think they're too talented to be mediocre. And again, they're right in the mix. It's not like they're really far out of a playoff spot now with the expanded playoffs. But right now, they're a middle-of-the-pack team. And I kind of think that they should be challenging for one of the best teams in the AL. And that hasn't happened so far. Good thing, though, it's a 162-game schedule, and there is a long, long ways to go.
There is a long, long ways to go, that's for sure. The rest of the week here on the Lock Shop, as Huss mentioned, golf episode Wednesday, CFL episodes Thursday and Friday to get you ready for week 3, already in week 3 in the Canadian Football League. So we'll get into that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday right here on the Lock Shop. Today we are going to the Major League Baseball card. And Huss, we got a couple of 3 gamers you're going to find posted as exclusives. I got to send mine to the boys still so they can post it, but I believe you've already fired yours over there, but there will be some MLB exclusives posted today.
Yeah. But if you like these picks and you want to ride and put all 3 of them on a ticket, hold tight because as the Lock Shop often does, we'll get you a better number in the Coolbet exclusives for the games. We just talked about we were just talking about the Jays, And it is funny that I'm actually picking against the Jays tonight because my guy Kikuchi is on the mound, and you know how much I love
was very
myself some
surprised
Kikuchi.
when I went and looked, and I was like, Huss is betting against Kikuchi? What's happening here?
Here's the thing: is Kikuchi's been good. Yuri Perez has been awesome, and the Marlins as a team, continually get no respect. They've got no payroll. Everyone thinks they're going to be terrible, and well, they rattled off 7 of their last 9 again and have won 4 or 5 in a row heading into this game tonight. Like, to put it this way, if you got a player with the numbers of Perez at home after an absolute thrashing of the Jays last night, going up against Kikuchi, who, as much as I'm a big fan of, has his ups and downs, although he's been pretty good this year. The Marlins at like minus 114, or it was originally minus 120, 130. This is numbers changed now. It's minus 143. I think there's still some real value though with the Marlins right now. Let me just double check that number to make sure that it's still accurate as to where we were a little earlier. But yeah, I mean the Jays just right now. Oh no, minus 114. Minus 114. Oh, I think those Miami and Detroit numbers are mixed up. So anyways, folks, this is a great pitching matchup. Marlins are hot right now. Jays, well, could barely get a hit yesterday, just the ones we needed. So I got Perez on the mound, has a great run so far, and he is that's at minus 114. Moving on to the Tigers and Royals. I mean, what can you say about the Royals? They're 19-53. They've won 1 of their last 10 games. And the Tigers are nothing special, but they've been eaten up. They pounded the Royals last night. And you got Danny Lynch on the hill, 0-3 with an ERA pushing 6. To me, this is a nice opportunity for the Tigers to roll in at that. Still, I mean, I'm looking at ESPN. They are listing Detroit at about minus 155. I think Coolbet's got a pretty nice number there at minus 143. So we're throwing the Tigers at minus 143 on the ticket against the lowly Royals. And then the third pick in this one is we're going to ride with the Stroh show. How about the season that Marcus Stroman's having? 8-4 record, a 2.45 ERA, almost a lock, I would say, to be in the All-Star game coming up next month. And the Cubs, Dusty, rocks the Pirates last night 8-0 and have won. They've only lost twice in their last 10, 8-2. And that included a sweep against the Pirates at home. This one, of course, at the in Pittsburgh right now. But man, with the momentum they have, Pittsburgh, for their part, they had that great start. They were in first place. They're now 34-37, and they have lost 7 in a row coming into this game. I'll be honest, I'm shocked that the Cubs are at minus 128. I would think that by the time people kind of really dive into these games and we get closer tonight, we're probably looking at Cubs minus 140. So great value on the Cubs. I'm leaning on that one to be the play of the day for Cool Bet. So Cubs minus 128. When you put those together, if you just want to bet it right now, if you're not going to be able to get the exclusives later, it's plus 468. But I have a feeling that the Ride with Us number is going to begin with a 5 tonight once the guys get in the lab and fired up in the Cool Bet exclusives.
I would make sure you remember all those Cool Bet exclusives posted over on the Cool Bet socials, and we usually retweet them from ours. 3-gamer for me. I'm going to get on Tampa here, minus 175. Big number against a pretty good Baltimore Orioles team, but Tampa's just so good at home, man. They are 31-7 at home so far this season. I mean, we know they got off to that absolutely red-hot start, but they've been brilliant at home basically the entire year. So I'm going to get on Tampa here at minus 175. Garrett Cole gets the ball for the Yankees tonight, so I'm going to side with him at minus 111. And the Minnesota, I'm going to take Minnesota. I've got all AL East sort of flavor here because I'm going against the Red Sox, which is a little bit of a risky play right now, considering the Red Sox have kind of been heating up. I think they've won 5 in a row. They're scoring some runs here. But I'm going to get on Minnesota, minus 134. They gave up 9 runs to the Red Sox last night. Bailey Ober gets the ball today for the Twins. He's got a winning record on the year. Games that he pitches in are 10 on the under, none on the over. Like the guy plays in low scoring games, and with the Red Sox being as good as they've been offensively as of late, I'm wondering if this is a guy who can actually sort of slow that offense down and get the Twins a win here at home. So with Tampa minus 175, Garrett Cole and the Yanks at minus 111, Minnesota 134. You'll like this number, plus 420 before the boost. And we'll see what gets boosted a little bit later on in the exclusive section over at CoolBet.
Plus 420. Time to smoke the book tonight, Dusty.
I see what you're doing. Tonight. I see what you're doing. That's well done. By the way, Big Uke on the YouTube stream says for all six, plus 28-21. If you're looking at riding with us tonight and a couple of perfect 3 gamers, why not make it a 6 gamer? It's always something that you can do.
I think that is a must. In fact, while we're doing it, I had the Tigers, Marlins. You've got Tampa.
Yeah.
You've got the Cubs. What were your other 2 picks? Reds or Twins?
Twins. Did you get the Rays in there and the Yankees?
The Rays and the Yankees. Where are the Yankees here? The New York Yankees. There we go. 28-21. Uke. Let's do it. Why the hell not?
I got to lock that in. I mean, if we hit it tonight, it'd be absolutely amazing. So, baseball episode of the Lock Shop today. Actually, had a question pop up on Twitter. Dangledum says, I'm just getting into parlays for baseball. What's a good number of games to bet on? Huss, what do you usually do? Like you get decent value if you get the right 2 games in there, but a 3-gamer is always attractive.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's always fun to put a 4, 5, 6 gamer together, but I mean, the law of the jungle is that those rarely win, especially in baseball where there's a lot of randomness. Me personally, I usually stick with a 3 gamer. I can find that you can usually get a pretty good number on that, and obviously, as we've shown in the exclusives, sometimes even a better number from the guys at CoolBet. But 3, I think, is fine. I mean, every now and then, the one thing I'll suggest is don't put like minus 350 favorites on your parlay. It doesn't help it enough to make it worth the risk that one could screw it up. I think if you got 2 games you like and you're just adding a game for the sake of it, don't do it. Just roll with the 2. But yeah, I would say my personal betting strategy, I'll usually take the games themselves. And then if I want to have a little fun with the parlay and get a bigger number, I'll usually go with 3. But then again, sometimes you want to throw $5 on a big monster one. I mean, go for it. We see
fun.
those stories.
$5.
We see those stories of guys that put together 10 and 12 gamers. The bottom line is to consistently staying in on the right end of the bankroll. Big parlays every night, probably not the way to go about it. Bet the games that you like, the ones that you feel good about. And if you want to have a little fun with the parlay, go for it. But I don't think that will be the driver when it comes to a consistent, maintaining of a good spot with your bankroll.
Great question, though, Dangle Dump. Always nice to get a little bit of advice along the way.
And as I say that, I'm locking in that 6 gamer with all of our picks.
This is coming from a guy who just locked in a 6 gamer. Stay cool, bet responsibly, obviously, with our partners at CoolBet. If you're not yet signed up for an account, if you're new to the Lock Shop or whatever, sign up at coolbet.com. Use the code LOCKSHOP when you do, and you'll get a 100% deposit bonus on initial deposit up to $200. Huss, we'll be back with the golf and then a couple of CFL episodes later in the week, buddy. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll get Pat on tomorrow. We can kind of do a little bit more fallout from the U.S. Open. I did get a night. I mean, I had Cam Smith. He was sort of out of it and then had that great final round. I just pulled up the account and realized, what's that from? Cam Smith, top rest of the world, 6-1. I forgot we made that one in last week's tickets. So a little bit of extra juice. But yeah, Travelers, great field. Even though it's the week after a major. So we will get to all of that tomorrow. And then, big weekend in the Canadian Football League. Oh, and just on the way out, folks, if you are an NHL draft person, there's a whole bunch of new props and odds out for the NHL draft. You can pick who's going to be 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th overall picks. They've got some head-to-head matchups, but they also have a bunch of over-under picks for players. And, I was really intrigued by the Zach Benson number, over under 8.5, basically plus 200 for Benson to be in the top 8. I know he's mocked in and around 10 or so, but I have heard from a number of teams that are quite keen, including the Sharks, on him. So I made a play there. But as we and we'll of course be doing the shows from Nashville all next week for Winnipeg Sports Talk. So we'll be talking about those more coming up. But yeah, if you do want to get in, if you got to lean on some draft action, there's a whole bunch of new stuff up over at coolbet.com under the NHL section. So check that one today.
Excellent. There you go. That's going to do it for another episode of The Lock Shop. Huss, it's good to be broadcasting again, my man. Good to chat with you, buddy.
Great to talk to you, my friend. And we'll look forward to do it tomorrow and see if we can make something happen for the Travelers.